Hello. Yay. Hey, I'm Carrie back with Family eBiz. This happened last week. I don't know why, but in Family eBiz, it's like it won't that live video just didn't want to start. So I actually was here 4 or 5 minutes ago, but it was just not working. So it looks like we are live. I'm going to double check and then we are going to jump right into this. Well, maybe not. So what are we talking about today? This is the last part of our affiliate marketing series, and I want to talk about what's your thing. Because really, I think if you want to make the best decisions about affiliate marketing promotions, you need to know all about you. And that is not just true for affiliate marketing. Sorry, I'm trying to get this phone to work so I can, oh, I know what I'll do. I think you've got to know what your thing is. And you may be going, what do you mean? What is your thing? You know, the thing that everyone comes to you and asks about, the thing that you are known for, the thing that, the area, we can call it a niche, but even within a niche, we need to get a lot more specific. And so that's what we want to talk about today. Oh, there we go. I actually did send an email out with some helps on this, a free guide. But what I want to talk to you today about isn't just the guide. The guide is in the actual description below this video. I want to talk to you about my thing, how I use it to make decisions and be successful. I think it's really important that you figure out what your thing is. Some of you, and I'm going to talk to the homeschoolers. I know we have people in all different niches, but I work with a lot of homeschool businesses. And so I may ask them what their thing is, and they're like, oh, I'm just general homeschooling. I just do everything. That is not going to lead you to the most success that you can have. You truly need to narrow it down and figure out who you are all about. That's where I was several years ago. I was like any subject on homeschooling or parenting or cooking. I shared recipes. You just never knew what I was going to share. And so what I want to talk about, so let's just take the homeschool niche and how I narrowed it down, because once I figured out what my thing was based on who I am, my beliefs, my knowledge, my experiences, and my expertise. You see, my beliefs shape a lot of what I'm going to be able to offer to other people. Y'all know I am a person of faith, and I'm not just saying that you have to be a person of faith to have a belief. We all have beliefs in something. And so my beliefs are in God. That is going to filter out when I've talked to homeschool moms. And so I started to realize I needed to make sure I included that. That needed to be a big part of my thing, all right? The other thing, that when you find your thing, I think you will get more clarity, because when you have clarity about who you are and who you serve, then you are going to be able to offer value to your audience. You will be able to give clarity in the content that you create, the social media posts that you actually put out, the messaging, the communication in all areas. You will be able to add more value as well. We need to realize that everything we utter, whether it's social media, whether it's an email, whether it's a live this or a podcast or a paid ad, all of it needs to be based on your thing. All right, and the reason I'm using that word is my business mentor, Amy Porterfield, put out a free resource that takes you through 3 exercises to come up with your thing. And there's a link here in the description that you can go get it. It's completely free. I highly recommend it. The questions that she goes through, the worksheet, are the things that I had did about a year or 2 ago. And that really helped me clarify who I was and what I was all about and how I could serve my audience, because if I can serve my audience, I can sell to them later. I could build relationships. If I don't know what my thing is, I don't know who my audience is. It's just so confusing. And I know that I work with some of my mastermind students, and that's part of the problem. They are trying to serve everyone, or they just can't decide. This exercise will truly help you figure out what your thing is and how you can move forward. Move forward in the lead magnets that you offer, move forward in the communication that you offer, your emails, move forward in a course that you might create. Now, I will tell you that I think it's very important that you walk through this and get clarity. So let me tell my story. My story was I was all over the board, as you could tell. If you look at my Facebook back in the day, or if you look at my Pinterest especially, it was everywhere. What I realized is I really needed to narrow things down and find out who I was and what I was all about. The first thing I realized was my faith. That is central to everything that I put out. And I felt like that is where the center of my thing. That I was a Christian and I was not going to be ashamed of it. It didn't mean I was going to just punch people in the face with it, but that is just who I am. So when I offer advice, it will be from a biblical perspective. So I knew that. I wanted to help homeschool moms with that. The other thing I wanted to do was make sure that I gave practical ideas to help them encourage learning in their children and making wise decisions. I ended up bundling all of that together in something that I call Christian leadership education. And so that is where I felt like I really have fallen into Christian leadership education. And if we homeschool with the intention to raise our kids up, and even if you don't agree with where I'm coming from, these ideas can still help you. You need to realize that you can still use these in your niche or in you trying to figure out your thing. This is my story, not your story. So I believe that if I could help moms homeschool with intention, it could stop the overwhelm that they are having. It would narrow down and get rid of all the extra stuff that they don't need to do. And there would be a purpose, and they would feel like they knew they were preparing their kids for adult life. So that was just something, that's where I landed. I've decided, and how did that affect me? One, I'm not ashamed. It's not a problem. I figured out ways to share my faith, and whether I'm sharing it with people that are of the same faith or different faith, I can still share that. I can do that in email. I can do it on a video. I can do it on an audio. The other thing I did was 2 years ago, I began an event that focuses completely around this Life Skills Leadership Summit. It is all about raising your kids to be Christian leaders. So I planned an event that focuses on my thing. Now, I don't know what your thing is, but that is huge. Even my homeschool superheroes, which is going on right now, just started today, registration card open. That still encompasses some of these ideas because we have a Christian track. I speak from, we're having superheroes of the faith. I am focusing, my communication is back to what is my thing. Now, if you just say you talk about everything homeschooling, I would really encourage you to get this free guide. I don't know what it really looks like. That's a copy of mine, and no, it doesn't have a blue square. I printed it out on paper that was all messed up. So that helps me. It also, as an affiliate marketer, I can decide which resources I want to share. And so stopping overwhelm, I can share resources that actually do that. If there are resources that help with encouraging love of learning, like notebooking, that can reduce your overwhelm as well. And so there are some, I think the gospel bag and some things like that that I have promoted from a Christian perspective. And then I just get rid of all the other stuff, and I don't have to deal with it because I know my market, the people that are coming to me, are attracted to me because of my thing. All right, so that's that side. Let's talk about family e-biz. Again, we were all over the place 5-6 years ago. Well, it didn't even really exist. It had sort of fallen by the wayside. And then when it came back, it was just any shiny object that I wanted to promote. I would do that. Oh, that looks good. I think I'll do that. Oh, that looks good. That's good. And then when I realized there were a few things that I do very well. I teach well. I can coach well as far as bringing groups together, and I network very well. And some of my expertise lies in email marketing and growing lists, and then narrowing it down and actually being able to present that information, coming up with a marketing funnel, a marketing strategy. So that's where I've sort of landed when it comes to family e-biz. That's one reason I pursued the masterminds that we have. And so I felt like I am a good networker. I have been that way here locally. I have been that way online. I help people before I try to sell them something. And so that's something. I have a lot of knowledge in internet marketing because we've been doing it since 2004. Things have changed, but some things like a marketing funnel are still very similar. Maybe the way you put it out there is a little different. So those are just some things that I have sort of gone down. I also think that I work mostly with women in this, work at home moms or moms that are working outside the home that are looking to have their own side hustle and eventually come home. Now, does that mean there are no men on my list? No, not at all. There are men, and there, like I was answering some email today from some men. Actually, it was a grandpa that I was talking to or answering their email. You see, what happens now is I've gotten rid of some of the affiliate promotions. I actually like BC Stack. I think it's good information, and I love the way it is handled. I feel good about promoting it. And so because it promotes some of the ideas that go along with my audience and who I am and what my thing is, then I'm going to promote that. And you know, my mentor is Amy Porterfield. I'm pretty much going to promote anything that she puts out there. I'll tell you one of the biggest lessons I learned from her. I knew it, but it just wasn't really falling into my head or all the way down to my heart. And that's the idea of serving over selling, or serving first so that you can then sell. It's basically building a relationship so you earn the right to be able to sell someone. Sell them a freebie, yes, you have to sell freebies, or selling them something else. So I think that is so important that we need to consider as well. So that's one thing. The other thing is I highly recommend you get this little 3-part worksheet. I'm not going to go through it. You go download it at the link and find out the things. She's going to take you exercise. There's 3 exercises that you're going to go through. And there are some of the things, like I said, that help me get to knowing what my thing is. Now, if y'all have any questions, leave them here. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Come back and tell me what your thing is. I would love to hear that as well. So thanks so much for spending time with me. I will be back. I forgot to tell you something. Last week I was telling people about the Success Audio Guide. If you have not grabbed that, please do so. It is phenomenal. It is relaxing. And again, I'll just tell you right now, I'm going to be sharing a lot of Amy Porterfield stuff. She has her Digital Course Academy coming up 1st of September, and I want you to be able to get all the free lead magnets. They have made all new lead magnets. All these freebies are to help you, whether you get that course or not. This will help you really focus. So I would really encourage you to get that. There's a Success Audio Guide. I will put that information in a comment here, and that way you can go ahead and be able to download that and sign up for that as well. All it is an audio guide to help you come up with your vision of success. Not fame, followers, and money. That is not success. What is success to you? Part of my success is being able to have the time to go and spend time with my grandkids and my kids as well. And that is something that's really important to me. Last Friday, I went and spent the day with my 2 older granddaughters. This weekend, I'll go and spend it with my 2 younger ones. So that to me is having the freedom, and that's a lot of what success is, I think. So get the link below, and you can go ahead and grab that audio guide. About 15 minutes, that's it. Hey, I'm Carrie back with Family eBiz. I'll talk to you later.